Poor old Rishi Sunak. You gotta feel sorry for old Rishi Sunak, the UK's Prime Minister. He ain't having a very good time, is he? No. But you see, he does mess up more than once, yes. And the biggest mess up of all has got to be what he thought was a good idea, to leave the D-Day commemoratives earlier this week. And it's backfired on, didn't it, you know? I know, seeing in polls that they would like to see Nigel Farage as leader of the Conservative Party. But not only that, no. Earlier this week, he got heckled, he did. Heckled by a GP. Basically telling him, well, you messed up the NHS. But it's happened again today. Now, I don't have a recording of that one, but I do have a recording of the original, so I thought I'd just share it with you. It's just true, you know. This lady, she's just basically telling it as it is, and what we're all thinking, really, you know. End of the day, we don't want to be treated by people who haven't got no experience. It doesn't make any sense. And by people who don't know you. Your GP, your general practitioner, just like ours here. We've got the same general practitioner, the same person, ever since we've been here for like 14 odd years. You know? It's the same two women who are in our GP, general santé here in France. It's important because they get to know you as people as well as your ailments. And it's all logged in one place. Well, it's obviously, you know, it's on a database, but, you know, it's... Anyway, let's listen to what this lady had to say. And she was bang on.
The NHS is disintegrating. I am one of 2,500 GPs in this country who are currently unemployed due to your policies. What are you going to do about that? 37,000 GPs will not vote Conservative because of the constructive dismissal of general practice that is currently occurring. Well, you cannot employ lesser qualified people instead of GPs. They cannot be replaced. The country is not stupid.
Well, no one, if I could answer...
Lesser qualified people are being used to conduct consultations, which are massively complex. Most people we see over the age of 40 have at least 6 different diseases going on at once.
That's me.
They cannot be coped with by half-qualified staff.
Most GPs spend more time on holiday than in surgery, love.
Oh, really? Is that so? You go to your surgery...
Oh, Rishi Sunak shouldn't laugh at that.
Can you?
The amount that's
well,
publicly declared on every website.
No, if you just mind. So my dad was a GP.
Oh, here we go
But
again.
my mum was also a pharmacist. So that's the household I grew up in. My parents dedicated themselves to primary care. I know a thing or two about it. I worked very hard in my mum's pharmacy.
No, he didn't.
And whilst we're supporting GPs, and actually right now supporting them with investment in digital telephony to make sure that we can make it easier for get access to them, we are also making it easier for people to see other primary care.
The same old crap from him. More lies to try and justify the level of privatisation they've implemented within general practitioners. And like, for instance, what happened with Palantir buying up half the flipping practices in London, you know. Then the selling off of our data to Palantir again in the United States. This isn't a UK company. Selling your data over to foreign overseas. We've got no control of it. Once it's gone, it's gone. You know? The only data we'll have control of is new data. If they stop, you know, wanting to send it over to them. The idea of being treated by somebody who does not know what they're doing. It's like getting a plumber to rewire your house, you know? It's just nuts. Makes no sense whatsoever. These are people who aren't fully qualified to do the job and they have no experience. This is dangerous, you know? And I say about myself, I've got fibromyalgia and it's like you have all these different ailments with that because it's hormonal based, you see. Yeah, not all got boobs. And it's, how do they deal with something like that, you know? For me, my symptoms vary from day to day. 1 minute it's aches and pains, the next minute it's my throat, the next minute it's my blooming head, the next minute it's my eyes, You know, it's no two things the same each day. You get your generalised pains, and for instance, I got a muscle pain in my shoulders and my legs because of fibromyalgia and the effects of it, and the effect of our thyroid hormone receptors aren't working properly, effectively. The whole thing is a mess, and my body's broken. And it took 6 years to find out what it is through the fact that it takes a long while because it's done through elimination of symptoms. And I've had so many tests, unreal. So many, I've lost count over the years. Including the camera up the bum. Anyway. Oh, dear me. It is nice to see that Rishi Sunak has been drawn over the coals. And it reminds me a little bit when Boris Johnson was accosted by somebody who was with his kids in a hospital. And he accosted Boris Johnson, telling him, how effing useless he is, and all he's interested. The reason he comes to the hospitals is for publicity and what have you in the press. And Boris Johnson says, "Well, what press? There's no press here." I think the cameras turned around and they're all the like that, It's just nuts. It's just one lie after another with all of them. Not just Boris Johnson, saying so many lies now with the Tories, as in Rishi Sunak, but it's always been the case. These politicians know nothing but lying, and I hate to say it, but we're seeing the same thing in Labour as well. And for me, the deceit, the deception, the lies, just to get their foot in the door, is not acceptable method of campaigning. It just is not, because I've lost trust with them already, and I'm sure other people do as well. And just to put it down to it's politics, that is just bollocks. It really is absolute bollocks. Start as you mean to go on. Keep lying, you have to remember the lies, and then they'll bite you in the flipping ass. Just like what happened to Keir Starmer regarding Diane Abbott just recently. He lied regarding the assessment on Diane Abbott, whether or not she get a whip back and what have you. It was done in December, and he basically dragged his heels up until now. So, and a bit of an ass. It leaves a foul taste in people's mouths, including my own, when you feel you've been lied to. Because when you're being lied to, you're being cheated. And no one wants to be cheated. And not be funny, but if you accept that and you think, it's just politics, it makes you complicit. I don't accept that. And I never will accept that. It's one of my taboos. Now, I won't lie, Even if the missus comes through, with a dress on and she looks ridiculous, I'll tell her, "You look ridiculous, woman." And she'll do the same to me. "You look ridiculous, Marcus. Your ass is hanging out." Or something like that, It's honesty. Cruelty, be kind. If Mrs. goes out and she's got a bogey hanging out of her nose, well then I'll tell her, "Mrs, you got a bogey hanging out of your nose. Got a cling on it. I ain't paying his rent," I'll say, or something like that. But, it's cruel to be kind. You don't want to go out like that, do she? Well, maybe Nigel Farage, Donald Trump would have liked someone to told him that he's got a bit of toilet paper stuck to his foot. Oh, dear me. Don't lie. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. And especially the absolute pointless lies. They're all pointless, but they're really pointless lies. Just lying for the sake of it, or trying to big yourself up. That just tells you, it tells yourself already that maybe that you've got issues. You've got issues that you feel inadequate. That you feel you've got to lie about stuff to big up stuff. Sometimes I'd rather not say anything at all. I just sit there and just listen. People will think you're rude. So what? There's no skin off my back. Skin off my back? What's it saying? I can't remember now. Anyway. You tell me, please leave it in the comments down below. What do you think about all this? And the lies, the deceit, And the fact that Rishi Sunak keeps getting drawn over the coals, that is a blessing. Toodaloo.